So where do you get your inspiration to make your own style, to make your own?
Yeah, great question. So for me, it was it's actually getting harder, I think, like as I'm getting older, because when you first get started into any craft, you're kind of inspired by everything, and like everything looks awesome. You're like, damn, like this guy's podcast is great. Look at
Mhm.
this YouTube channel. And then like you start making them, and you're probably like, oh, like you know what, this one isn't as cool. That one's not as original. So now, like, so at the beginning, anything on like there's like an inspo thing online called Arena, or like, there's Pinterest, or you can go on Instagram, or just I would look at anyone's work, and everything at the beginning would inspire me. Now, like, and then as I start to develop, what I realize is real inspiration should come from kind of what your inner voice is telling you. So
Okay.
if I think about like what actually inspired me, I think about what would the 8-year-old or 10-year-old version of myself actually be inspired by.
Well, like
And I
like
look for
your
like
kid from
Calvin
the
and
past.
Hobbes. Exactly.
Yes.
So that's why I'm like, I gotta start looking back on old films and old comic books and old clothes and things that I used to do and read and consume that actually made me inspired as a kid, because that's where your originality and passion is going to come from. If you try to get inspired by what's trendy and what's cool right now, and like just look at what everyone else is doing, then you're not going to ever find your real voice. You're just going to be repurposing other people's work. But deep down, like if you're a big soccer fan, like go back to that shit. Like if you're a big, I don't know, video game guy, like pull up all the things that make you who you became now. Because when you're a kid, that's when you're the most honest, and that's like when you're the most passionate. So now I'm trying to go back to my roots. So that's where I got my inspo from now, like all the old shit I used to
Take notes.
consume.
That are great tips.
What did you want to be when you were like 5, 8 years old? What did you think about your future? Were you into films or?
It's crazy, actually. Good question. There's a good story I could tell you about that. With growing up, I mean, to be honest, I didn't even really know what I wanted to do for a long time. I actually, when I was 13, I heard the band like Blink 182, and then I heard some blues
Okay.
guitarists, and I've been playing guitar for like the last like 20 years. So
Cool.
I always wanted to be a famous guitar player, actually. And then I grew up, and then I didn't
And you
grow,
realize
and then I realized I wasn't that tall. I'm only like 5'6" ish. So I was like, fuck, like that, that's not gonna help me. And then also I tried singing, and like I can't sing too well, and I was like, fuck, like, and then I started like was that, yeah, just none of these things helped me. So I was like, I don't know if I can pull this off. So I kind of abandoned a bit of the dreams of the guitar playing around like 22, and then I don't know. I think I tried a bunch of random shit, and then I ended up going I think the best way to figure out what you want to do is you have to just try everything. There's a lot of people that get stuck in like, oh, I don't know if I should try that because it's not really. But for me, I was like, fuck it. Like, I'm just gonna pick one thing, try it, and if I don't like it, I'll just try another thing. And I've literally tried, dude. I was like a personal trainer. I had like
Okay.
four different businesses growing up. I had a car detailing business. I had a tutoring business. I was like a Gino like club
yeah,
operator
you
for
do
a
this for
while. I
experience,
had
right? To make
you have to yeah, dude, you have to
You
try
have to
all of
try.
it. That's the only way. So I never knew what I wanted to be, and I kind of stumbled into this like photos and music and videos. But it always comes back to like, there's a really good book called The Alchemist that like talks about this. There's like an inner voice that you have, and
Mm.
it's like it always comes. Yeah, it always comes. Everything in your life like will come back to kind of like who you are, in my opinion, at like 10 years
See,
old. And
is that